Good morning. Well, it's beautiful, sunny, no wind morning, perfect day for spraying. Daryl's out spraying right now, and I'm gonna try and get that 50 acres of forage done today. No, it's not my skid steer, although Castleton Construction, a good buddy of mine, he's building an addition onto our shop, and I've been able to use it quite a bit. He told me to give her with it, and yeah, I definitely would find that handy on the farm, that's for sure. Shop's coming along nice. They got the concrete, we're extending our office through here. Extending the office out, so we have to cut out some of the footing. They're gonna tie everything in, and then office is gonna come right to here. We're gonna have like a boot wash right here, so we can walk in. There'll be a door here, we'll walk in, clean your boots, whatever, and there'll be another entrance into our office, and there'll be a bit of a wash bay on this side, and over at this end we cut out another part, and we're going to cut a hole in the wall like this, about 6 feet by 8 feet, I believe, and that's where the forklift can go back and through, and obviously us. On this side, the pitch on the roof is a 412 right now, and we're going to make this part's going to be a 212, and it's going to come down to roughly 13 feet on this side of the shop. All the stuff that's on the perimeter, like my press, my welders, my saw, it takes up a lot of room on the perimeter. I lose probably 6 feet all the way around, at least. Man, the flies are horrible. And then the chemical, any kind of storage that we want to have, that has to be chemical, seed, that kind of stuff, it also will be in here. That way it'll leave us more room in there, so we can have a combine or something put in there all winter that we can work on as we have time. And there'll be a door here that we can drive either our feeding tractors or our vehicles, and that's what this bay, there'll be a bay here that's what we want to just be able to do in here. So all those, the saw, the press, the grinder, all that stuff is going to be on this wall. So that's the plan. It's coming along nice, and I believe they're coming here today to put all the foam down on the gravel, and then run all the water lines. So hoping to pour concrete, I think, next week. So
you know what you're doing, 86? Well, today we get into spraying our spring weed here for the first time. Well, yeah, I guess it's the final time for weeds. We did a bit of touch up on the stuff early on, just because of a little bit of pre-emerged pressure. But now we got the crop is coming nice. Time to clean up the wild oats and some of the broadleaves. So, time to go. New hoses on the sprayer this year to make it easier to see the water. And I came up with this idea of throwing a little hydraulic stop in there. Nice little float. Makes it way nicer. Love some of these ideas the boys come up with. Teach the old guy some trick or two. And there's the chemical. It's called Die Weeds Die. So I've been working with the boys, teaching them a little bit of spraying, and now it's gonna go without me. See if Peter can figure this out without me. He's done pretty good. So see if he can do it without hitting me out. Perfect. So this is our wheat crop. We're having to spray this one's the second time already. First time we just had a lot of volunteer canola, and the wheat had already emerged, so we were not able to do a pre-burn. But now we are doing in crop. We'll see how she goes. But let's just look down. I don't know if you remember how wet we were, but we are definitely not wet anymore. Still got lots of moisture, 1.5 inches down, but the top is definitely not wet anymore. So it's nice, it's working good. 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain would work awesome too, but the weather we are not in control of, and that's probably a good thing. So anyway, Peter's got, I think, 1 or 2 up and downs left in this field. I'm gonna go get the truck and we'll move it to the next field.
I'm gonna rip that fence back out to the field. It's only a mile away, that field. And I'm gonna go pick up those harrows, do a little bit of harrowing around there, bring those harrows back. I know there are some that say, oh, I don't like those fences, they're too complicated. There's so many buttons and so many different features and all that. Yeah, I get that. First day I was in here, that took me a bit to get used to a bunch of different things, but it didn't take very long. And once you get the idea of how everything works, yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, always happy when I get the chance to drive this thing. Okay, that didn't take much. A bit of a windrow I couldn't get quite rid of, but yeah. This field is a lot smoother. We got that manure and straw packs, and anywhere there was bales of feed, we got that all harrowed out pretty good. As good as we're gonna get it. So corn's coming up nice. Not sure that you guys can see it or not, but it's all up in rows. We're probably in that 3 to 4 leaf stage on this field. So we don't want a frost now that growing point is on the outside. Growing point is once it's past the 4-leaf stage, and then the corn can't handle a frost then. So
sneaking suspicion that now that I've got him trained, I might have lost my office. I always like spraying, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but
all right. We are all loaded up, doing these small acres and this different kind of stuff. It seems like you spend more time doing 50 acres of this specialty stuff than you do all the other fields combined. So it's taken a long time to get all set up, but I've got my fertilizer in my front tank. Which I'm going to be doing first, and I'll be going deeper with that. Then in the second tank, I have an oats, pea, barley ration that I put in for forage. And then that'll be my second pass, and then the third pass will be just skimming it in barely. I got perennial ryegrass, perennial Italian ryegrass that I'm going to be putting in. So hopefully we can get it going. I'm 2:15, and Daryl's spraying that field now, and pretty much I can go in right after. So it's hot. It's just about 30 degrees, hardly any wind, a good spraying day. And yeah, I'm back in the air seeder, so I'm hoping I don't have to do any more. Our canola's coming up good. Well, our canola's coming up all right. We could use a rain, just like I'm sure a lot of people. But right now we're able to get some spraying done. If I can get this forage in, and Daryl does the spraying he's hoping to do today, then we could get a nice 1-inch rain. That'd be perfect, but we don't get to choose what we get. So anyway, let's head out. Field's not far away, and we'll go get set up. All right, well, I am having to go much slower because I'm putting 208 pounds of product down just out of my one tank, so I'm having to go a bit slower, which is fine. I'm only going 6 mile an hour. So for those that aren't farmers, most air seeders only go in that 5 to 6 mile an hour. We typically are seeding around 7 mile an hour. This unit works a little bit better at a higher speed, the way that it's designed, just for packing and everything. But I'm just putting fertilizer down, so I'm not as worried. And I'm also going to be crossing this field 2 more times, so it'll take me a little bit, but not too long. I've got 13 acres done here so far. And as long as it goes somewhat smooth, it shouldn't be a problem. A lot of turning around, so and when I'm having to go a little bit deeper and pushing a lot of product through, I just like to go a little bit slower. I do have mid-row banders on this, and I could have done this all in, well, I could have done it probably in 2 passes. But just to set the mid-row banders up for this field alone, just not worth my time. I'd have to drop all the mid-rows, and that's a lot of work. That's probably, let's say 2 hours worth of work. Then I'd have to check everything else, and it's just really not worth my time. Time-wise, I'm ahead by doing it the way I'm doing it, and money-wise, I think I'm ahead. So at least I don't have to worry about stones on this field. We don't have stones in our late land typically. This field we've owned for as long as I've been alive, and we don't have we've never had any stones on this field. So the place that we bought the seed was Our Way Ag, and they had said with that perennial Italian ryegrass, it'd be best to even just harrow it in, but I'm gonna just knife it in just a quarter to half an inch, and that should be good. So that's what we're gonna do. When I don't have to worry about mud and I can just go like this, well, I'm probably saying this a bit early, but it's nice to be back in the tractor. Alright, well, my first pass is just about done. Some may wonder why am I not doing it all in one? It's just a preference that we're doing, I guess you could say. You take the chance of if you put the seed and the fertilizer right together, and there's too much fertilizer, you can burn the seed and then it won't germinate, or not all of it might germinate or whatever. So we're going 2 inches deep with the fertilizer, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches kind of with the seed, and that Italian ryegrass, we're gonna go really shallow with it. So, and the Italian ryegrass, the reason we're putting that in is in hopes that that after we chop this field with forage, that grass will grow back, and hopefully we can have our cows out here, or we can get another cut with bales, or utilize this 50 acres later on. The barley, oat, pea ration, that stuff lasts we'll let it grow for 60 days, and so we should be chopping it roughly in the beginning of August. And my thoughts are I'd like to utilize this land till the end of the growing season, so that's why we want to have some grass growing up in August, September, October, and hopefully we can get something else out of it. So that's the plan. Fertilizer down, but fertilizer doesn't grow. It only helps grow. So now we gotta get the seed in. It's beautiful, it's hot, there's a nice gentle breeze outside. Well, our second pass is done. Hopefully this is my third and final pass with the air seeder for the year. I'm just calibrating the ryegrass, Italian ryegrass right now. I'm just calibrating the Italian ryegrass right now. The seeds on it are very small. And that stuff, I'm only putting down 15 pounds to the acre. So, no more of that, no more than that at least. So, while that's calibrating, find a spot here to check my depth. And there I'm about 1 inch deep, and I'm nicely into moisture right there. So yeah, there it is. So yeah, about 1 inch deep. As our heavy land, which, so you see those trees right there, there's a ridge that runs from there all the way across, and on the other side of those trees, that's where the ground or the elevation drops. That's heavy land, this is light land. That's the line. It's a pretty distinct line, and it seems like in the light land right now the moisture is actually pretty good. It's not too bad, so we're able to hit moisture, and in the heavy land rain would be nice. So but to be able to be hitting moisture here is, I'm pretty happy with that. I was a little worried, but I was more so worried because we had cows out here. We haven't worked this field in a long time, so the ground is actually very, very hard. And so I'm having to put a lot of down pressure on my air seeder to actually make sure the discs, that the discs are going in the ground. So yeah, my bag's full. We're gonna get my number and get to it. Well, it's taken me a bit longer than I had hoped, but this is our last pass, and I'm hoping the air seeder can be put away after this. I had a bit of problems with calibrating this stuff. It worked for a little bit, and then my roller I had to change. I thought it'd be the same roller I would use in canola, but it's not, and it took a little bit to get calibrated. But once I got it going, well, I'm making dust. So anywho, that's a wrap. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have yourself a good one.